Keeping everybody in the area informed for more than 20 years on the latest local news, sports, weather, and more. And we do mean everybody.
You know it.
97.9 XFM. This is a special presentation from 97.9 XFM.
Welcome, everybody, to Effingham High School. I'm Matt Robinson. Dustin White joining me tonight as we bring you volleyball action here from the Pink Night at Effingham High School. It's St. Anthony taking on Effingham in volleyball action. And, Dustin, this game is very special in a lot of ways.
Yes, it is. It's become a tradition for St. Anthony and Effingham to play this early season game against each other and raise a little bit of money and awareness for cancer research. So, special in a lot of different ways, and really, if for no other reason than the fact that these guys are getting their season underway. So it's just exciting for them to get out of the practice courts and get on the floor and play a real meaningful game.
Yeah, real meaningful game. Anytime Effingham and St. Anthony play each other, it means a whole lot to each of the programs, being just crosstown rivals from one another. And both of these teams have been very competitive over the years in all sports, but especially in volleyball. The programs have done a tremendous job. And St. Anthony already has a win under their belt, actually a conference win over South Central. They played them earlier this week and came away with a victory, so they have a 1-0 season mark, and this is Effingham's opener and also the opener for their new head coach, Dustin.
Yes, Mindy McCollum Boswell now, but Effingham sports fans will remember her as Mindy McCollum, and she played volleyball and played very well for the Hearts, and now she's taken over for longtime coach Lori Bonoff. Lori, a 15-year veteran of the sidelines for the Hearts, she has stepped aside, and her successor gets to kick things off tonight.
Yeah, it's one of those nights that Mindy probably won't forget for a lot of reasons, being her first varsity head coaching experience here at Effingham High School. She gets her season underway with a game that means so much against St. Anthony, and a game that is so important to a lot of people because, again, the awareness raised with cancer, and really, you got to give, in my mind, volleyball a lot of credit for kind of getting this started. It's now gone into cross sports, football, basketball, both boys and girls for high school basketball, and it's been really fun to see.
Yeah, it's definitely something that has taken off, and it's a very worthy thing to have gotten popular, so I'm glad that it's become such a big part of sports in our area.
Prime Soul is actually bringing you this ball game, and we appreciate them always stepping up and sponsoring our broadcast of this city rivalry game between St. Anthony and Effingham, and of course in this Pink Night affair. So we appreciate Prime Soul stepping up and sponsoring the broadcast, as they have done for the last several years that we've been able to bring you this game. The teams have been introduced to the crowd. They are going to now greet each other at center court as we're getting set for action here at Effingham High School. The officials tonight are Doug Daniels and Kevin Gray. They will handle the whistles in this matchup between St. Anthony and Effingham and the annual Pink Night, brought to you by Prime Soul here on 97.9 XFM. As we're getting set for action, these two teams kind of finishing up their pre-game rituals here. Effingham, of course, their first match, so they're kind of getting used to one another here and what all they're going to do before the match and all that, too.
Well, I'll say it once just to keep it straight in my head. Effingham on our left as we broadcast tonight, and St. Anthony on our right to get things started.
This time, at least. Of course, they'll switch sides, and then I'll be confused some more. But we'll see how things get going here. Looks like it's going to be Effingham's serve as we look to get things underway. I believe that's Felicia Totten that stepped back to serve. She gets it over to St. Anthony's libero, passes it beautifully up to the center. Outside swing, and it is blocked down. Wonderful middle block by Shelby Nunemaker as she gets the stuff block on Logan Broniker's first swing from the outside for St. Anthony. Right back to action. Serve right into the middle back position. Set. Now swing from the outside, tapped over. Effingham handles. They go for a right side attack, and that's hit into the net. So it's point now St. Anthony as we're evened up 1-1 as Katie Roberts put that one into the net. Volleyball, a quick-moving game. Emily Wortman checks into the lineup for St. Anthony. She'll serve, gets it into the back row. They pass it up to the setter. Now they go outside. Hit from the outside position just a little too far for Shelby Nunemaker. Just barely out of bounds. Here's the next serve into the back row. Pass to the back row, so Effingham's scrambling to save it. They just punch it over. St. Anthony gets it to Nuxall. Passes it up front. Now a little tap over the net. Effingham recovers, and they bump it across to Nuxall. She gets it to the setter. They go for a quick attack. Mishandled, and somebody got into the net. It looked to be Effingham as they were trying to go for the block. 3-1 in favor of St. Anthony. They're out early. Here's the serve. Oh, left it short. Goes into the net for Emily Wortman, so it's now 3-2, and Effingham will be in control of the serve.
Sends a stretch of 3 straight serves for Wortman. Gets St. Anthony in the lead here.
Jennifer Fred with a jump serve. Fires it across. Dug up beautifully by St. Anthony. They go for a right side attack from Broniker. She punches it into the back row. Effingham gets it to the setter. The setter set it across the net, but St. Anthony is able to retain control. They tap it across with Broniker. Now Effingham sends it right back. St. Anthony on the attack again. Broniker taps it over. It's battled for at the net. Joust at the net. Won by Effingham. And a kill for the Hearts, as it looked like, I think maybe Fred was out there, who got it put down in the back row and ties it up at 3. Here's the serve. Jump serve. Mishandled. Shanked out of bounds. That's an ace for Effingham, and they take the 4-3 lead. I believe that's Jennifer Fred serving back there, as we're trying to learn these players as we go a little bit, and we can't see their numbers. So yes, it is Fred with the serve. Jump serve handled this time by St. Anthony. They go to Broniker. Right side attack. Hits it too long. It's out of bounds to Effingham. They now take a 5-3 lead.
It's a little back and forth going on now.
Officials kind of let St. Anthony huddle a little bit now. Here's the jump serve. Hits the top of the net and bounces over. Not much Nuxall could do. She gave a great effort to try to get there, but it drops down for another ace for Jennifer Fred. 6-3, Effingham leading this one. Jump serve again for Fred. Goes to the back row. The libero passes it up perfectly to the setter. Across to Nuxall. She's stuffed at the net. St. Anthony's trying to keep it alive, but they are whistled for a lift at the net. Again, Effingham's dominating the net right now.
Yeah, taking control of things. They've scored 6 straight here to take the 7-3 lead, with Jennifer Fred doing the serving.
She's serving again. That one's a little too strong and sails out of bounds. So it'll be 7-4 as St. Anthony takes over with the serve. And looks to be the libero, Rachel Schultz, stepping back there for St. Anthony. Her serve, passed across, shanked, goes deep, able to pass it up a little bit is Effingham. They do bump it across the net now. St. Anthony mishandled that, and the setter had to dive for it, and as she dove, she got across the line. Allie Esker did all she could, but it'll be a violation on St. Anthony, giving Effingham the point.
Yeah, so they get right back to the service game here.
I believe that's Brittany Beals stepping back to the line. We'll double check here. Jump serve on the way, and it is an ace. Nope, not Brittany Beals. That's Shelby Nunemaker. Beals and Nunemaker look a lot alike out there, in my defense.
I agree with you.
Nunemaker with that ace makes it 9-4. Here's the next one from her. That one on the jump serve's a little too strong and sails out of bounds. So she goes 1 for 2 at the service and makes it 9-5 now. St. Anthony with the serve, and they check a player in to do some serving. That appears to be Jenna Woltman.
Yep, Woltman's going to step in, see if she can get a little momentum going for the Bulldogs here.
The lefty fires one across. The pass goes straight up from the back row. The libero pumps it to the outside, and they just free ball it over. Here's St. Anthony on the attack. A little tip out of the middle, and it is a kill. Getting that kill for St. Anthony is number 15, Andrea Dateman. So it's 9-6. St. Anthony with the serve again. Back row again, a poorly passed ball, but this time they do get a swing at least from Beals on the outside, but it's blocked right back in her face, and it's now a 2-point game, 9-7. Effingham with the lead, but St. Anthony on a little bit of a roll. Here's the next one. Served across. Good pass this time. Effingham with a quick attack out of the middle, but it's blocked and dug up by St. Anthony. They get it over to Nuxall for the left side. Her swing is put up in the air. Here comes a powerful drive by Effingham, and they do get a kill from the outside. Nice job out there by Chandler Ramey, who got the kill.
Yeah, she put up a good swing on that one and got things back going for the Hearts.
Another jump server for the Hearts. This one's in the net, so it'll go point to St. Anthony as Katie Roberts just came up short with that serve. Got a substitution for the Hearts. Checking in, I believe, was number 15, Megan Prummer. Or is that 25? Michaela Chapara. She is in. Here's a serve from St. Anthony. Pass was mishandled at the net, though. Effingham got it across. St. Anthony attacked, and Effingham digs it up. They get it across. St. Anthony attacks again. Effingham again with the dig, and they get it outside to Ramey, and Ramey again with the attack from the left side.
Yeah, she's had a couple good ones there from the left edge of the net. Set up pretty well for that one, too, and she will do the serving here.
So Ramey with another jump serve. Effingham got a lot of jump servers. St. Anthony handles this one. They get it to the setter. They go to an outside, or make it rather a right side attack, and it sails out of bounds, giving Effingham the 12-8 lead. Here's another jump serve from the Hearts. That one a little too long for Ramey. And it's now, should be 12-9. Yep, they got it on the scoreboard. So back and forth affair here at Effingham High School. St. Anthony with the serve, and that one's just long by about 6 inches, I'd say.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
Dateman now will have a seat as the libero checks in for her. Speaking of liberos, it's Madeline Mitchell stepping back to serve for Effingham. Serves to the back row. They pass it up to the setter. They get a swing from Broniker on the outside. Effingham digs it up. They go on the attack. Outside swing and a kill for the Lady Hearts, and I still can't tell who that is. Looks like number 30.
It was Jennifer Fred.
Effingham with the serve. St. Anthony passes it up. They go to Broniker on the outside. She gets another swing and another dig by the Hearts, and here comes Fred again on the attack. That one's a little too strong and sails out of bounds. It'll be 14-11 now. St. Anthony with the serve. Make it rather 14-10. St. Anthony makes another substitution. We'll check that for you as soon as we get the opportunity. Meanwhile, they have the serve, and it's on the way as Esker puts it across. Now a little quick attack by the Hearts. Setter, St. Anthony recovers to get it across. Effingham scrambles to save it. Now St. Anthony's on the attack again, and Broniker with a tip kill out of the middle as she pushed it to the right side.
They've called Broniker's name a lot lately. She's been active up there at the net for St. Anthony. Still time for them to climb back in this one. They don't want to let Effingham score too many more, though.
14-11 the score here at Effingham High School. The serve is across and handled by the Hearts. They send it to the outside, and there's another one that sails long on the attack. Coach McCollum is telling her girls, look, you got to hit down on it. They seem to just be pushing it, and it's causing it to sail long. Here's another serve from St. Anthony, passed up beautifully. They send it to the outside again on the attack, and that one's blocked right back at Effingham, and actually a great job out there by the Hearts to get it back across the net, but it hit off of Nunemaker and went out of bounds, just dropping off the sideline.
Yes, she reacted well just to get a hand on it, but couldn't quite get it in play.
Now the serve from St. Anthony hits the net, but Effingham scrambles to save it. They push it across. St. Anthony will go on the attack again. Quick attack blocked by Nunemaker. Now her and Broniker are jousting at the net. St. Anthony got it across. Effingham tried to work a quick set, a little miscommunication, and we're tied up at 14 as the ball dropped on Effingham's side.
Yeah, that one fell between three different Effingham players there. Nobody knew for sure who was going to go for it. And like you said, all knotted up here. St. Anthony with a chance to take a lead. Here's
the service from St. Anthony. Pass is shanked off the libero, and it went under the net. Nobody could come close to it, and St. Anthony takes a 15-14 lead halfway basically through this first game of the match. As we'll just keep it right here, as this looks like it's going to be a quick timeout And Effingham's got to recover a little bit here, Dustin.
That's right. At one point, Effingham had a 14-9 lead in this game. It seems like kind of a distant memory now as St. Anthony has climbed all the way back to take a 15-14 advantage. 6 straight points with Allie Esker doing the serving here. She's definitely got something rolling. So Coach Boswell.
Yeah.
McCollum Boswell. I don't know how we want to handle that one.
Boswell, sure.
Just wants to slow things down a little bit, get her kids to catch their breath, and maybe just take a little bit of the wind out of St. Anthony's sails at the same time.
Got to give a lot of credit to St. Anthony. They were down, and Allie Esker serving has helped to bring them back. Also want to give credit where credit is due. Isabel Moore is on the court for St. Anthony. I don't believe we've mentioned her name yet. She's playing the right side as she's come back onto the floor. Here's another serve. It's passed to the back row. Effingham tries to get it out up to the outside hitter, but they can't handle it. And it again will be an unforced error on Effingham, giving St. Anthony some points.
Good low, hard, deep serve there, and just not a very good first contact for Effingham. Sets everything else up to be kind of tough, but then she goes for that back line again, gets a little deep, and finally the Hearts are going to get a chance to serve again.
Yep, the serve sailed out of bounds, making it 16-15, and Effingham will be with service. And on the serve, it's Felicia Totten. She sends it to the back row. St. Anthony gets it over to the outside. Broniker swing down the line, and she drove it just past the 10-foot spike line on Effingham's side. And there wasn't much the Hearts could do to stop that kill.
Yeah, Broniker's definitely been an X factor there for the St. Anthony team as they've mounted this comeback.
Emily Wortman comes in, replaces Moore. She will serve. Serve goes to the middle. They run a right side attack. It is Jennifer Fred on the attack. St. Anthony digs it, and they'll just pop it across. Effingham with a free ball opportunity. They swing it to the outside, and we've got a player in the net for St. Anthony as they went up to go for the block on Jennifer Fred's swing, and that'll give the point to the Hearts. Going to have a lineup check here. A little confusion for Effingham as Totten went back to serve, but there was actually a service in between there. So good catch by Jennifer Fred. Says it's my turn. And then Coach McCollum quickly asked for the lineup check, and they got it straight, and it is Fred with the serve. Here's St. Anthony. They get it across after they shank the pass a little bit. They get it over to Ramey. Her tip is mishandled. St. Anthony wasn't expecting that, and it hits off of them and goes out of bounds for point Effingham, and we're tied at 17.
Yeah, nice smart play from Ramey. I mean, with some of the kills we've seen out of her on the left side of the net there, I'm sure St. Anthony was gearing up for a nice heavy contact. Instead, she takes a little something off of it and gets this thing knotted up.
Jump serve for the Hearts, goes to the back row, passes over, Ramey tips it down. No, St. Anthony digs it out of there, and they get a swing from Nuxall on the outside. Effingham tries to recover. They get it to Nunemaker in the middle. She taps it across, and now St. Anthony drives one, and it's off of Effingham down for the kill, and St. Anthony gets the 18-17 advantage. Going back to serve is Rachel Schultz. She puts it into the back row. They get it up to the setter, who scrambled to get there, and finally a tap across for Effingham. St. Anthony passed it up to the net a little too tight, and the setter got into the net trying to recover, and it's 18-18.
So this one's setting up to go down to the wire, Matt. As you said, tied up at 18. Obviously anybody's match, and pretty big service opportunity here for the Hearts.
And they will call on Katie Tegler. She comes into the game to serve. She puts it across into the middle. St. Anthony digs it up. They go for a quick attack, and it's put down by Dateman. She tipped it right over the block towards the left side, and basically nobody there.
Yeah, she saw the opening there and just made sure to put it on the spot. Didn't concern herself with hitting it hard, just wanted to make sure she put it in the right place.
19-18 St. Anthony, and they're in a good spot here because they're in a spot where they ran a lot of points last time. St. Anthony with the serve across. Effingham gets it to the outside. They tip it over, and now St. Anthony tips it back, and Effingham attacks, and they get a kill off of the Bulldogs out of bounds, and it's 19-19.
Yeah, you saw that diving effort there for Rachel Schultz to try and make a play on that one. She actually had a teammate right behind her. If she'd have let it go, it probably would have been a clean dig opportunity.
Michelle Sharapa into the ball game. Her serve goes into the net for Effingham, and it'll go to St. Anthony. They now lead 20-19.
Of course, it's easy to say she shouldn't have dove for that one, but everything happens so quickly.
Nuxall with the serve, and St. Anthony with the 1-point lead. It's passed up to the setter. Now they get it to Beals on the outside. Did anybody touch it? No, it's out of bounds. It'll belong to St. Anthony, and they're up 21-19 now in this first game. They asked for a towel out there. I can't imagine that they would need one. But this gym's a little warm.
There's a little bit of humidity in Effingham High School tonight.
So it's 21-19. St. Anthony with the serve and the lead, and Nuxall serves it into the net. So now 21-20. Effingham goes back to serve, and it'll be Chandler Ramey trying to pull Effingham even. Jump serve on the way, goes to the middle of the court, passed up by the libero. They get it to the outside, or right side rather, that's Dateman. Little confusion for Effingham, but they finally have to free ball it across after they get the pass. Now a tip from Dateman out of the middle. It's handled by Effingham. Great diving effort to keep it alive, and they free ball it over again. Another tip from St. Anthony, and it's Dateman, and we've got a whistle, and the officials are kind of looking at one another.
Yeah.
And now they're going to conference.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the whistle originated, but definitely a little confusion about which way they're going to point there.
So each team are going to huddle up while the officials discuss this.
This is a pretty big discussion,
yes,
too,
at
21-20.
The only thing I think they can do is replay it, and that is the decision.
Yeah.
21-20. It is Effingham with the serve, and that play just didn't happen.
Yes. Wiped from existence. What play?
Yeah, exactly. Here's the serve from Effingham. Passed beautifully once again by St. Anthony's libero. Goes to the right side. They get it to Dateman, who swings, and it's out of bounds and ties this game up at 21. It was a beautiful play as they ran that little slide from the middle to the right side, but it just hit long. Here's Ramey with the serve again. Passed up by St. Anthony. They go for the kill. It's blocked and then pushed across by Totten. Totten now sets it as Effingham handled the free ball. They get it to the outside, and that ball is hit into the net, and it'll belong to St. Anthony, leading 22-21. Looked like Jennifer Fred was the one who put it into the net.
And that one just got a little behind her. She ended up trying to hit a ball that was just slightly behind her.
Dateman with the serve for St. Anthony. They swing it to Beals on the right side. Cross-court attack dug up by St. Anthony, but it stays in the back row. They're going to have to free ball it over. Good opportunity for the Hearts. They send it out to Fred. Her attack from the left side, not touched, and it went out of bounds, and it's 23-21. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout from our sponsor from Prime Soul. It's St. Anthony 23, Effingham 21. Volleyball action on 97.9 XFM.
Hi, everybody. This is Tanya from Prime Soul. I would like to take a minute and thank everybody for being such loyal customers. Without you, we would not be here today. And if you have not been by our store, stop by. We have all the name brand shoes like Nike, Asics, New Balance, Brooks, Skechers, and many, many more in sizes 1 through 18. Plus, we have apparel, hats, socks, and sporting goods. So stop by Prime Soul and let our friendly staff help you with anything you need. We are located behind Steak and Shake on Keller Drive, and our hours are Monday through Saturday 9 to 8 and Sunday 12 to 5. Hope to see you all there.
23-21 the score. St. Anthony leading now against Effingham by 2.
And I noticed that Effingham's still huddled up. St. Anthony's already had their players out on the court for about 10 seconds. They're ready to go. They want to get this thing over with. Coach McCollum going to make sure that she gets every bit out of this timeout and gets her girls settled down. That
was her last timeout, I do believe. She's used them both. St. Anthony with both in their pocket. Here's the serve to the back row, passed up to the setter, Nunemaker. They get it outside. That's Beals. She drives it down. That was a big kill, and I think Effingham got exactly what they wanted there. Yeah, that was a pretty well-executed play right there, and a nice shot gets the service game back into Madeline Mitchell's hands. See what she can do. Trailing by 1, 23-22. Effingham with the serve. They put it across. Nuxall passes it right up to the setter. They go to the outside. That's Broniker with the swing, and she drives it down, and it's game point for St. Anthony. They lead this one 24-22. Big kill for Broniker, and we've mentioned her name a few times already. Checking into the ball game for St. Anthony is Marcy Mills. She comes back onto the court. Freshman sets up on the left side. Serving is Allie Esker. She puts the serve across, and it's a little too strong and sails out of bounds. So Effingham pulls back within one, and they have the serve, and it'll be Totten going back with the honors. Alicia Totten has got to put it in bounds. It is a good serve. Nuxall handles in the back row, pushes it to Broniker on the right side. She tips it across. Effingham gets it up in the air. Here comes a tip from their middle. It's handled on the right side. Now they go to Broniker. She pounds it, and it's off of Effingham, out of bounds. St. Anthony takes the first one, 25-23. I tell you what, Dustin, that first one was everything we could have hoped it would be as far as the competitive nature here.
You weren't sure if it was going to be either. When everything's got to 14-9 Effingham and they'd scored, they'd scored several points in a row, you thought maybe that the Hearts were going to possibly run away with things, but St. Anthony fought back and ended up taking the victory in game one. And yeah, that's about 25-23. I don't think you could ask for a whole lot closer than that.
When these two schools get together, it doesn't seem to matter what the occasion. They always play each other tough, and that's what we have here tonight in this pink night. And it's brought to you by Prime Soul. We'll go ahead and take a break, come back with the second. You're listening to high school volleyball action on 97.9 XFM. You know what, Dustin, and my inexperience, I guess, at announcing volleyball, wanting to make sure that we get everything as done as well as we can up here in this quick, fast-paced action. I left out something important.
Let's hear it.
Wayne is here videotaping the match.
I think people just assume that if it's a big deal and we're here broadcasting it, that Wayne's going to have a camera and he's going to make sure that he gets it on video. I think that's just the kind of fine sports coverage that people expect from us. But yeah, Wayne's over there doing a great job as always, and you'll be able to find video of this match online later on. And hopefully the video is a little better than the color commentary. That's all I can say.
Well, I'll just leave that one alone, I think, maybe. But I said videotaping, so that kind of puts me, dates my, it's not tape anymore. I know. You got the reel-to-reel hooked up over there, do you? Well, yeah, very good, very good. But that first one was exciting, 25-23, like you mentioned, and volleyball's that way. A lot of momentum switch, and whoever can contain the momentum the most usually comes out on top, and St. Anthony did it.
Yeah, falling behind by 5 or 6 points, not a huge deal early on in the match or in the game. You just have to make sure that you buckle down and make a nice run, and that's what St. Anthony did. So now Effingham's got the chance to answer.
And St. Anthony will have first serve this time, as it looks to be Esker going back to the service line. She puts it across, and it's a little too strong, sailing out of bounds, and Effingham takes the 1-0 lead. She says, "Coach, what'd you see on that?" And she said, toss was a little high, you leaned a little far back, didn't get a good drive on that ball. So it's Effingham with a chance. Here's the serve, jump serve, pass beautifully. Nice job of passing. They get it out to Broniker, and she is blocked and then dug up somehow. Effingham puts it across. St. Anthony gets Broniker set up in the middle this time, and she is stuffed blocked by Shelby Nunnemaker. So the big line of Katie Roberts, who initially got the first block and dig, and then Nunnemaker really thwarted St. Anthony's efforts there. This serve tips the net, but again it is passed up by Rachel Schultz. St. Anthony got it across. Effingham on the attack, and now Ramey just tips it across right in the middle of the court, and St. Anthony kind of looked at each other, and the ball dropped down.
A little more miscommunication there, and the Hearts putting on an early game run here, 3-0.
So Fred goes back to serve. I believe that's who that is. We'll double check. This time the ball is passed by the libero Rachel Schultz a little too strong, and it's out to Effingham as it hit the post that supports the net there.
Yeah, really, St. Anthony hasn't been able to put together a good sequence off of a serve yet, as that one goes into the net, so they won't have to do anything that time. But Fred's service game had really kind of put them back on their heels a little bit, and now we'll see what we can do here for St. Anthony.
Here's the serve from St. Anthony. Ramey handles it, passes it up. Now a little tough set, and they do get it across with a free ball, but that sets up St. Anthony, and they handle it well, get it right to Broniker, who drives it down for the kill. Well, you give a team a free ball, a team that's as good as Effingham or St. Anthony, they usually take care of it. Here's the serve from St. Anthony. Trailing 4-2. Effingham works it to the middle, and there is a kill by Nunemaker as she sent it cross court and got the kill. Serving that time for St. Anthony was Emily Wortman. Like I said, with their uniform numbers only on the back, it's hard to double check. Here's the jump serve from Effingham. Nuxall passed it a little tight. Great job at the net, though, by St. Anthony's setter Esker to get it back to Nuxall, who taps it across. Now Effingham scrambles. They punch it across. St. Anthony again will try to tip it over, but that time it's left short, and St. Anthony, basically with an unforced error, gives it to Effingham, and who leads 6-2.
Definitely had a little bit of trouble in the early going with the passing for St. Anthony.
And that's always the key to any match, but there's another serve into the net for Effingham. So 2 of the 3 points for sure for St. Anthony have come off of missed serve from the Hearts here.
That's correct.
So now stepping back to serve will be Rachel Schultz for St. Anthony. Her serve is shanked. It goes across the net but hits out of bounds, and the point will be to the Bulldogs. So it's 6-4 now, St. Anthony, as Schultz again with the serve. She puts it across, and this serve is again shanked, this time way out of bounds on Effingham's side of the court. So a couple of passing errors off of some pretty good serves.
Yeah, so it's Effingham's turn to have a little bit of trouble coming up with a clean service return here, and all of a sudden you've got Schultz with a chance to tie things up with a good one here.
So she'll try to do so. Here is the serve. It is floated to the back row. They pass it beautifully this time. They get it to Ramey. She drives it down, but it's dug up in the back row by Wortman. St. Anthony scrambles all the way across the court to save it. They free ball it across, and here's Effingham on the attack again. It's blocked at the net, picked up in the back row by St. Anthony. They get it to Nuxall. She tips it across. Ramey digs it out of there. Effingham free balls it. Now here is the attack from Dateman, and she tips it into the vacant spot on the left side of the court for Effingham. And St. Anthony now makes it 6-6 on what was our biggest rally of the night.
Yeah, I would say so. And with all the big hits there, it was a little bit of a tip shot there that ended up getting the point and evening things up at 6-all.
St. Anthony trying to take the lead. The pass is passed up to the setter, rather. She back set quickly for Roberts, and Roberts just misconnected on the swing as it barely hit the net. And it's 7-6 now in favor of St. Anthony. Here's the next one. Nice serve again. Passed across. Tipped back over by St. Anthony. Effingham digs it out. They get a bit of a swing from the outside. St. Anthony passes it, and now they have to free ball it over. St. Anthony playing a little defense now as they dig out the tip. They get it to Nuxall. She puts it across. Hits at the back line. That ball was just barely in, and St. Anthony takes the 8-6 lead.
Yeah, Effingham kind of gave up on that one. I think they thought it was going to go deep and out, but just did catch the line and stay in. 8-6 now. St. Anthony with the edge.
So here's the serve again from Schultz. That one drops in for an ace. Again, it looked like Effingham thought it was going to be long, but that ball dove right at the end, Dustin.
First ace of the night for a St. Anthony player.
But we've seen a lot of good serves from Schultz in particular in this match that's caused them trouble. Here's the next one from her. Overhead pass right up to the setter this time. They get it to Ramey. She blasts it down the line. Wortman did everything she could, but that ball was just driven down for a kill.
Yeah, sometimes you just get handcuffed by a ball, and that's what happened to Wortman there. So finally the service game ends for St. Anthony.
Kayla Schrappa comes into the ball game. She will be the server. Takes a couple of bounces of the ball, now serves, and that one goes into the net. So goes right back to St. Anthony. They'll now lead 9-7. And speaking of service changes, here is St. Anthony sending Jenna Woltman into the ball game. The lefty will serve. She puts it across the net. A nice serve, but it's passed nicely by Effingham. They get it to the outside to Beals, and Beals' shot just a little too strong. Just barely out, but it was out beyond the back line, and it's now a 4-point advantage for St. Anthony, and we've got a timeout taken by Effingham. It's St. Anthony 11, Effingham 7 in game number 2 of the pink night here at Effingham High School. You're listening to volleyball action on 97.9 XFM.
Hi, everybody. This is Tanya from Prime Soul. I would like to take a minute and thank everybody for being such loyal customers. Without you, we would not be here today. And if you have not been by our store, stop by. We have all the name brand shoes like Nike, Asics, New Balance, Brooks, Skechers, and many, many more in sizes 1 through 18. Plus, we have apparel, hats, socks, and sporting goods. So stop by Prime Soul and let our friendly staff help you with anything you need. We are located behind Steak and Shake on Keller Drive, and our hours are Monday through Saturday 9 to 8 and Sunday 12 to 5. Hope to see you all there.
97.9 XFM, WXCF, Effingham.
Mindy McCullum Boswell took the timeout. She's trying to stop St. Anthony's momentum here a little bit.
And she had to call one of these timeouts in the first game. St. Anthony fell behind 4-0 early on here in the second game, but since then they have poured it on. They've got an 11-7 lead with Jenna Woltman doing the serving.
The sophomore gets the notification. It's time to serve, and she puts it across. Beautiful pass up to the setter, but Ramey was a little quick on her approach and has to just tip it over. St. Anthony trying to take advantage. There's Nuxall with a move from the outside. She tips it across, passes across the net. St. Anthony bats it back down on Effingham's side, and it's 12-7 in favor of the Bulldogs.
It's got to be a little deflating for the Effingham side to call that timeout to stop things, and St. Anthony comes right back out and scores again. But there's a deep serve, and now the Hearts will get a chance.
A little too deep.
Yes.
A little too deep. Makes it 12-8 now. Effingham with the serve, trailing by 4. Ramey a jump serve. It's passed across the net and tipped down by Fred. Jennifer Fred will get the kill off of that overpass, and it's now 12-9, and maybe that'll be what gets Effingham going. They get another serve from Ramey. Nice pass, though, by Rachel Schultz. And St. Anthony gets a beautiful swing from Nuxall. They worked a slide. She's normally in the middle, but she swung out to that right side and drove it down cross court.
That was such a big, that was a great serve by Ramey, a great dig just to get that play started. And then Nuxall, as you said, with the big hit to finish things off. A nice sequence there for St. Anthony.
The ball literally went out of the gym, so they're taking a little time to track it down. Now they have it.
They need to keep those doors open, though.
Oh, yeah. Nuxall, after getting the kill, will have to go back to serve. She puts it across. Ramey passes it up. They go to the outside. Ball out of bounds. Nobody they did call a tip. St. Anthony's, one of their blockers must have got a hand on the attack by Fred, so she gets the kill. And then that was a big opportunity there for Effingham to get the ball right back. Now, one libero serves it to the other. St. Anthony passes it up. They get it on the outside, swing into the net for St. Anthony's Andrea Dateman, and it's now 13-11. All of a sudden, Effingham's back within 2.
Yeah, Dateman just kind of never got in sync with that one, and right into the net went.
St. Anthony passes it up, a middle attack. It is bumped over by Effingham. They scrambled well to at least keep the ball in play. Now they get it outside to Fred. She's stuff blocked at the net by Moore, so they'll work away from her. They send it out to the right side, and Nunemaker's hit carries out long, and it'll belong to St. Anthony with a 14-11 lead. We give a lot of credit on that to Moore. She got a couple of big blocks on that. Now, again, Effingham on the attack, off of the serve. This time, Nunemaker pounds it down. She'll have none of it as she got up and above that one and really drove it for the kill.
Yeah, put a good swing on that one. Gets the service right back in Effingham's. See if they can come back a little bit on this 14-12 deficit.
Here's the serve, passed up to the setter. They get it to the outside. That's Broniker. She tips it across, found that open spot right over the block, and got it down for the point. As Broniker has played a heck of a ball game, and as we mentioned earlier, she is battling illness out there too.
She certainly doesn't seem to be showing it. She's playing a whale of a game.
Esker with the serve, powers it across. St. Anthony, or Effingham rather, though, handled it pretty well. They drive it, and Effingham, actually St. Anthony got the pass up, but it went across the net. Effingham went on the attack, and the ball just squirted right through the hands of the setter, so she gets called for the lift, and it goes to St. Anthony. They lead 16-12, and now there's another serve. It's into the back row. They pass it straight up, and then Effingham scrambles, and they free ball it over. Here's Broniker out of the middle. She tips it down.
Yeah, they gave her a chance to set up a play and get a nice swing there, and St. Anthony took great advantage of it. 17-12, they've got the edge, and now the Hearts are they've got their backs up against the wall.
Coach McCollum Boswell knows it. She takes a timeout. We will as well from our sponsor, Prime Soul, here at the Pink Night at Effingham High School. It's St. Anthony 17, Effingham 12 in Game 2. You're listening to High School Volleyball on 97.9 XFM.
Hi, everybody. This is Tanya from Prime Soul. I would like to take a minute and thank everybody for being such loyal customers. Without you, we would not be here today. And if you have not been by our store, stop by. We have all the name brand shoes like Nike, Asics, New Balance, Brooks, Skechers, and many, many more in sizes 1 through 18. Plus, we have apparel, hats, socks, and sporting goods. So stop by Prime Soul and let our friendly staff help you with anything you need. We are located behind Steak and Shake on Keller Drive, and our hours are Monday through Saturday 9 to 8 and Sunday 12 to 5. Hope to see you all there.
Allie Esker with the serve after we come back from timeout, and it is shanked out of bounds by Effingham. They now trail by 6, 18-12. Not what Coach McCollum Boswell had in mind after the timeout.
No, and this is getting to be crunch time for the Hearts.
That serve, just carried out a little long from Esker, and it's now 18-13, and we'll see if Effingham can try to take advantage here with Jennifer Fred heading back to the service line. Here's Fred with a jump serve, goes to the back row, passing it high as Schultz. It stays in the back row, and they just have to punch it over. Basically a free ball for the Hearts to see if they use it. Ramey drives one down the line, but Schultz dug it, but it went straight up into the air, got into the rafters. St. Anthony did get another attempt at a pass off of that, but a crazy play after the big swing by Effingham.
As well struck as that one was, I was just surprised to see St. Anthony make a play on it at all.
But the libero, Rachel Schultz, has done a great job. Now we have a joust at the net after the serve. It's finally controlled by Effingham. They put it in the back row for a swing. It's dug up by Nuxall. They get it to Broniker. She tips it over. Effingham's there this time, but they just have to free ball it over, and Nunemaker can't handle it up at the net, and it gives it to St. Anthony.
And she tried to play that one over her head with her back to the net, and it just went right into the net. Just miscalculated a little bit, and now St. Anthony goes back in the service.
Dateman, I believe, is back at the service line. We'll double check it here. It's 19-14 in favor of St. Anthony. They won game 1, 25-23. Here is the Bulldogs on the attack after Effingham free-balled it over. Broniker's swing into the net, but they say it was touched by Effingham. Wow, that's a break for St. Anthony if they keep it that way, because there wasn't anybody at the net for Effingham that close. But the officials are going to get together and talk it over.
Yeah, more discussion. Make sure they get this one right.
It's early in the season for the officials as well.
Yes.
And the thing that I like right there is the official made the call, but then he called the other official over to say, hey, did you see something different? They got together, and in my mind, they got the call correct.
Pretty big difference between 2014 and 1915, I think. Effingham down 4, but with the serve.
Effingham sends it across with a jump serve. It's passed once again by Schultz. Big swing. Effingham tried to dig it out of there, but nothing doing, as that was again Broniker, was it not?
Yes.
Boy, she has come up huge.
Yeah, no chance there. Just hammered.
19-15. St. Anthony with the serve and the lead. This is Schultz serving it across. Ramey digs it up. They get it to Totten, who sends it to the outside. Free ball from Beals. Not what Effingham had in mind. They go to Dateman, does St. Anthony. It's blocked right back at her, but they dig it up, and they send it across. Now a little tip from Effingham by Ramey. They're scrambling St. Anthony, but they do get it across with a bit of a swing. And now it's overpassed from Effingham, and Dateman does tip it down.
Yeah, Dateman saw an opportunity up at the net and just went up there and just kind of a, what would you call it, a one-timer right over the net.
St. Anthony just kept keeping that alive, too. Nothing too special, but they did just keep it alive. And now an ace from Rachel Schultz as that ball dropped, had a lot of knuckling motion on it, and dropped right towards the back line, and it's now 22-15. St. Anthony appears to be in control here.
Second ace of the night for Schultz, the one stat I've been able to keep track of.
Schultz pops that one a little short. It's handled by Ramey. They get it outside to Beals. Her swing is passed back across by St. Anthony, and the Hearts will have another opportunity. They go to the right side hitter, and that ball is knocked out of bounds, and it's now 23-15.
Yeah, it looks to be St. Anthony's game to lose right now, but seen crazier things happen.
It's Rachel Schultz. Serves it across, a strong serve this time, but it's passed up to Totten. Totten goes outside to Ramey, who again tips, and St. Anthony's right there. They get it to Dateman in the middle, and as she tried to go for the kill, they called a lift on the set from St. Anthony. And I do think that was the right call. It looked like that stuck in her hands just a little long there.
So that ends a nice long service game for Rachel Schultz there. 23-16 though.
Here's Effingham with the serve. They get it in the back row. St. Anthony did well to get it out to Nuxall for a bit of a swing. Effingham handled it, though. They go to the outside to Ramey. Her spike is dug up somehow by St. Anthony, and they get it across. Effingham taps it right back. Now here's Dateman on the attack in the middle. Dug by the Hearts. They go to Ramey, who tips it across. Now St. Anthony on the attack with Nuxall. It's blocked, but they dig it up and can't handle it. Effingham did well to get a pretty good block on it, but when they popped it up, nobody was there to get the second save.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, a big swing from Nuxall there. Still kind of set things up, though, and they got things out of order for the Hearts, and now a chance for the Bulldogs to serve for the win.
That's a great point, Dustin. St. Anthony kept swinging. Effingham was playing a little conservative, and it paid off Effingham was playing a little conservative, and St. Anthony kept swinging. And now they get a service from Jenna Woltman that hits the net and drops over for an ace to end the match. 25-16, St. Anthony takes the second one, and they get the win at Pink Night here at Effingham High School. It was St. Anthony 25-23, and then 25-16 as they improve to 2-0 on the season. Effingham loses their season opener. They are now 0-1 on the campaign. We'll take a break and come back with the post-game show. We hope to chat with each of the coaches at the Pink Night here at Effingham High School. Again, St. Anthony with the win, 25-23, 25-16. You're listening to High School Sports on 97.9 XFM. All right, well, thank you very much, Dustin. As Christy Bailey, the head coach of the St. Anthony Bulldogs, has made it up to the booth. And, Coach, if we could have you slide this way just a little bit, I think. First and foremost, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
I tell you, it was a very well-played game, especially this early in the season for both of these clubs. Your second of the year, it was Effingham opener. I really think that bodes well, really, for each team throughout the season.
Yeah, we've fortunately we get to play a game early because of our conference game. We had to move up, which I think is a huge advantage to us to get the first game jitters out of the way. My team played very smart tonight. They executed the game plan perfectly. I couldn't have asked any more of them.
Part of executing a game plan, it's a lot easier to do when you're getting good passing. And then before you came up, that was kind of what stuck out to me. I thought in particular Rachel Schultz just played a whale of a game for you.
Oh, yeah. She is very consistent in the backcourt. Without Rachel, we would struggle big time. The girls call her the golden arms. And so she can get the ball to where we need to get it. And Megan Nuxall also does a good job, and Emily Wortman. We work a lot on serve receive, and it pays off.
It really does. And that's kind of the unheralded part of the game. People always, the big kills or the stuff blocks or the aces, but it takes passes to get a lot of the offense going, and that's such a key.
Yeah, definitely. Our big game plan is this year we don't have a lot of the power we had last year, and so we know we have to serve, receive, and play defense and passing. It's all about that. Serve, receive, defense, and passing every practice.
Well, they did a good job of that tonight, but you did get some power and moving it around between Nuxall and Broniker, and we talked about Broniker with her illness a little bit. Still coming out and being able to play the whole match was huge, and she played well.
She did. She did a nice job. I know it has to be painful to have shingles, and so, she just didn't want to not play, which was very beneficial because we would have had to put Megan in the middle then. and who knows what would have happened. But Logan did a nice job. She comes in there hard. She got flipped around a lot by me, and she's just okay to play wherever, and that's what I need. And last year she's on my outside, and you bring her back to the middle this year, and she's like, okay, I'll do it.
Versatility, a key to volleyball players, because you have to start at different spots in the rotation, then you're free to move, but still having that versatility is always a big advantage.
Yeah, huge. This year especially, we had to do some crazy stuff. We lost some players at the beginning, and I know our lineup confuses our girls sometimes. I'm sure the other side's a little confused too, but we had to create a new setter, Allie Esker, and she's done a great job. She's never set before this year.
Wow.
She's super fast, and so that's why she got picked, and she's just stepped into that role and taken it to heart and has done a nice job with it.
Well, I would have never known that Allie hadn't been a setter before. She did a good job of controlling the offense, and like you say, that quickness is a real benefit.
It is huge, and we know we have to run really fast this year because we don't have the height and the power that we had last year, and so the only way to beat the big girls is to beat them there, to make it faster.
You mentioned a couple players already being out with injuries, and that's always difficult to deal with. But at the beginning of the year, it can be especially tricky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fortunately at St. Anthony, we don't have a lot of players. We only have 16 total. And you know what? You play as a freshman and sophomore. You might play, multiple games a night. One you might be on the outside, one you might be in the middle, one you might be the setter. And so my juniors and seniors, they've had me for a long time coaching, and they know you never know where Christy's going to put you.
Well, and one thing about it, you mentioned freshmen and getting the opportunity to play. This is a big night for anybody, freshman, junior, senior, sophomore, whoever. Yeah. And you had a couple of youngsters really step up and do some nice things. They
did. Jenna Woltman sets for me in the backcourt. She's a sophomore. She came into setting some last year for us. She's really stepped up for us. Marcy Mills coming as a freshman. I have Hannah Will on the bench too as a freshman, and they get picked because they can get their hands above the net. And they do a nice job.
And I remember Mills in particular got a couple of big tips and blocks and really thwarted some momentum there at times.
Yeah, she did a nice job, and fortunately she was a setter before, and so when I put her on that right side, she feels very comfortable setting the ball.
Yeah, that's a nice little thing to have in your back pocket there as well.
Very nice.
Well, Coach, started off the season, can't start any better than 2-0, but still a very challenging schedule that St. Anthony has throughout the season in the conference and the National Trail, and then also out of conference.
Yeah, we play some big tournaments. Thursday we have Edwards County at home, who's
always
huge.
Tough.
We like to get a little bit on them from the super sectional last year, but we're just going to work hard at playing smart and playing our game and do what we do.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the victory. We really appreciate you making the walk up the steps here this evening. And good luck to you and St. Anthony for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again, Coach of St. Anthony, Christy Bailey. I knew I was going to screw that up. Coach Christy Bailey of St. Anthony, nice enough to come up to the booth after her team came away with the victory, 25-23, 25-16. By the way, in the JV match, it was Effingham who got the win in that one, 25-18, 25-23. So JV went to Effingham, varsity went to St. Anthony tonight, in some really good games played by both the varsity and the JV here tonight. Effingham High School, where Effingham's head coach Mindy McCullum-Boswell has joined us here in the booth. And Coach, I know the result didn't turn out the way you wanted it to tonight, but I tell you, the whole experience of a first game, and then on top of it being the pink night as the battle against cancer, that's a lot of things going on at Effingham tonight.
Yes, definitely. We're always excited to play St. Anthony, big rival, and then on top of that, add Volley for a cure. So this place was amped up, and it was nice to see the community behind us. Just wish we would have had a better end.
It really was a big crowd here at Effingham High School. And, you talk about the game. St. Anthony has already had one game under their belt. This was the opener for your club. Maybe some jitters there mixed in. But from both teams, we really saw a lot that we really liked heading down what should be a great season for each club.
Yes, definitely. St. Anthony's a great club, and I hand it to them for getting us out of our offensive mindset. We're very offensive minded. We struggle defensively, and you saw that tonight. They did a nice job exploiting our defense. We struggle with picking up the tips, and that's where they put the ball tonight. So we're going to definitely work on that tomorrow at practice and how to go about getting there and getting that ball up in front of the 10-foot line so our setter can run an offense instead of just running the antennas pin to pin, because that's not to our benefit.
We talked about the key of passing, really the unheralded part of this volleyball game it all looks good when you get a nice kill or a big block at the net, but in order to run a good offense, you got to have a good pass to get that setter in a good position.
Oh, definitely. I spoke to all my back row players and just let them know that overall we just got to get the pass up so we can run that offense. And Felicia had a hard time tonight running any quicks just because of where the set location or where the pass location was for the set. So therefore, it put our hitters in an awkward position because they were able to block better there.
But then it all goes back to St. Anthony doing a good job with their serves, putting it in tough serves to handle as well.
Definitely. They definitely serve deep. With that being said, then our passers were backed up from there, and then that's part of the reason why the pass was there at the 10-foot line. So it all goes back to St. Anthony being aggressive and definitely knowing where our weaknesses were, and they definitely went after them.
Sometimes it takes a game or two. Actually, you practice and you talk, but when you see another opponent, it really kind of changes things as far as what you've been seeing in the preseason. And so now your club has a little bit of time to go back and work on some things, but a really great base to work on. And you talk about aggressive play, serving, once they kind of get a little more maybe game action in, some of those aggressive jump serves will really benefit you.
Yes, definitely. We're looking forward to that. I've got quite a few jump servers this year, and when they're on, they're on. And so tonight we had Jennifer Fred got on a roll for us tonight. Shelby had a couple good points there, and so Chandler. And so if we got to get that, instead of 1-2 points, that's got to be a 3-4 so we can extend our lead there.
Pretty impressed with Chandler Ramey with her ability to really drive the ball. And a lot of times you see girls be able to drive it across court, but she can drive it cross court and she can pound it down the line as well as a couple of the other hitters as well.
Yes, definitely. This group of girls is very talented, and I want them to be well-rounded in terms of hitting, not just one spot, because then the team focuses on where is their one spot. So definitely driving it not only cross court but line, which is more of a difficult hit because the setter has to put it just right on the money so they can connect down the line for that.
But also more difficult for the defense to try to handle moving off the court in a lot
definitely.
Of ways.
Especially when Chandler hits to the outside down the line, that's towards the setter's position typically, so it makes her stay back to play defense, oftentimes allowing her not to get to the net as quickly.
Tell you what, it's interesting for me being around sports for a while now. I'm becoming a veteran at this, I guess, even though Greg's around to remind me how young I am most of the time. But taking over for Coach Bonoff after playing in the program, it has to be special for you to come back and be the head coach here at Effingham.
Oh, yes, most definitely. I've enjoyed playing underneath Lori, and then I've actually had the privilege to coach underneath her for 6 years now at the junior high. So when this position was open, and she supported me along the way, and she's been a big help. She's definitely a mentor to me. I'm constantly referring back to her, and she'll probably get a phone call tonight, too.
Well, and I know she won't mind because she loves the sport of volleyball, and she did a great job here at Effingham over the years. But we look for great things out of this team this season, as well as you as the head coach.
Absolutely. Thanks for covering us.
All right. Coach Mindy McCullum Boswell, we appreciate you taking the time to come up after the game. It was St. Anthony with the victory here tonight as they claim it in 25-23, 25-16. But I tell you what, we've talked about it a couple of times. I still think there's going to be big things for each of these clubs coming down the road.
Yeah, they looked really good for early season action. There's always going to be, even in the last game of the season, there's going to be miscommunications here and there. But I think things were pretty clean as far as early season matches that I've seen in my life. So, yeah, I think the future is bright for both of these clubs as we work our way towards regionals, which happen a couple months down the road. They've got a couple of busy schedules to play, but I think you're going to see a lot of victories pile up for both of these clubs, and hopefully some deep postseason runs as well.
I think that could definitely be in the future.